It's actually really funny that I'm making this video today because I had this dream this night. I was in Japan taking videos of hydrangeas. My cat wants to come in. Hold on. Hydrangeas. I had a dream that I was taking videos of them in Japan. If you're a fan of Japan, you may have seen a lot of videos and pictures of many different kinds of flowers in Japan. Or if you're into anime, you may have noticed that some certain kind of flowers appear in some certain kind of situations, and it's always the same kind of flowers. For example, as in Tokyo Ghoul, the red flower that you see here, that's the red spider lily. Or in Japanese, Higanbana. They actually have a meaning, and there's actually a reason why they show these flowers in these kind of scenes, like a deeper meaning. And in Japan, they call this HANAKOTOBA. And HANAKOTOBA literally means the language of flowers, which have a deep meaning in Japan. And in this video, I will try to teach you some more about the HANAKOTOBA, so that maybe you can speak flowers too. I really have to work on my punchlines. Anyways, I'll start with the basic ones. Let's start with a flower which name you have probably already heard of. It's the tsubaki, the camellia. The tsubaki is a flower that blooms in early spring in not just Japan but all over Asia. The tsubaki used to be very popular during the Edo period with the nobles and the higher-ups of the country. The red tsubaki even symbolized a noble death to the samurai and warriors that died during that time. Otherwise, the red camellia also means love. So, if you've ever seen an anime scene where the tsubaki flower was involved, now you know the deeper meaning behind that. But watch out when it comes to making tsubaki a present. Even though they symbolized a noble death among the samurai and warriors, if you give the flower to a sick or injured person, it's not a good sign, since the flower itself, when the tsubaki dies, they behead themselves. So if a person is already injured or sick and you give them a red tsubaki, might not be the best present. Now we come to the interesting red spider lily that you've probably seen in so many animes. In Japanese, they are called Higanbana. If you've watched animes, you've probably guessed that they mean death. Anime fans call them the death flower because they usually appear in like some certain character's death, or when one character is on the edge of going crazy. And this flower is actually very common to find all over Japan. Just got my food. But the actual HANAKOTOBA to the red spider lily is actually independence. So you could also see that the character that is now seen in this certain anime scene is becoming independent instead of like, crazy or death. Now we come to one of my favorite flowers. It's the Wisteria. It's called Fuji in Japanese. Alright, so Wisterias are the purple-looking flowers, and since the color purple is known worldwide as a noble color, in the past, commoners were forbidden to wear anything purple-colored. The Wisteria in Japan, besides Sakura, is also indicating spring. It's a popular spring motif, so you see them in a lot of designs for example, kimonos. And also there's a lot of wisteria gardens that are blooming in spring that you might visit once you're in Japan. The cherry blossom, aka Sakura. You have probably heard of it already 1,000 times. They are probably the most famous flower representing Japan as a country. Maybe you've already heard about their meaning, actually representing their life. The sakura are very popular because they only bloom 1 to 2 weeks a year, once a year. Many people travel to Japan every year to witness the sakura flower, but since they only bloom for like 1 or 2 weeks at a certain time in spring, you may happen to miss them if you're 1 week late or 1 week early. So it's like really fate and luck that need to be combined to you if you don't live in Japan already and you only travel there to see them. The sakura symbolize fleeting beauty and the brevity of life, which makes sense since they're only blooming for like 1 to 2 weeks a year. They indicate a pure and gentle heart. The sakura is actually used for all kind of things. Flavors, cosmetics, decoration, designs, everything. Sakura season is probably the most vivid season in Japan because all the coffee shops, all the restaurants, shops in general will decorate their shops with sakura flowers, sakura designs, sakura flavored coffee, sakura flavored cake, sakura. In Japan during sakura there's this event called hanami. It literally means watching flowers, and it's when the sakura bloom. All the schools, offices, colleagues, friends, couples will go to gatherings in parks with like blue picnic mats, and they will drink sake and watch the flowers, and it's like a big event in Japan. The chrysanthemum or mums in Japanese are called kiku. If you're into anime, especially One Piece, you may have heard and seen Kiku before. There's a character called Kiku and she's being called Okiku, and she's wearing a kimono with a lot of Kiku on them. It's best viewed from September to November. Japan has actually two unofficial national flowers, the sakura and the kiku. Although sakura is more popular, they do appear in the Japanese imperial family's crests for generations. Back in the day, kiku was actually used for medicinal purposes because people believed that it could extend your life. Kiku comes with a lot of meanings depending on its color. So red means love, yellow means heartbroken, white means truth, purple, wishes will come true, and pink, sweet dreams. So when it comes to giving the kiku as a gift, you should maybe avoid the yellow ones since they mean heartbroken. Now to my favorite flower, Hydrangea. It's the Ajisai in Japanese. The Ajisai bloom during summer, during the rainy season in Japan. You may have seen that in some anime scenes already, and there's so many pictures every year from the Hydrangea. And one common meaning for Ajisai is actually family, because they tend to grow very close to each other. Nowadays, it's really a popular gift for Mother's Day, for example. Change in color is also a change in meaning. So the pink Ajisai is a bright lady. A blue Ajisai is indifferent and cold. And white Ajisai means open-minded. So maybe if you're giving your mom an Ajisai, you go for the pink or white one because you don't want to call your mom cold. Or do you? The bellflower. I will first tell you the meaning of the flower and then tell you the name of the flower, because some of the anime fans of you will have an reaction, hopefully. So the bellflower, which you can also see in a lot of Attack on Titan scenes, especially between Eren and Mikasa. This flower actually means endless, unchanging, unconditional love. And the Japanese name for this flower is Kikyo. The Inuyasha fans here are having a moment. Kikyo actually means unconditional love. The Kikyo is actually an autumn flower. Now the white lily, also called Yuri, is also a flower you see a lot of in animes. The white lily especially means purity and chastity. It also indicates, for example, if a character is appearing for the first time in the anime and it's surrounded by white lilies, It means that this character is a really pure and happy character. Also, you can see those kind of flowers a lot in funerals. They could mean that the person that has passed, it was a happy and pure person. Also, a side note, Yuri could also indicate homosexuality in girls. On the other hand, though, the orange lily means revenge or hatred. Okay, I've shown you so many flowers that are not appropriate for a gift. I will show you one that is now. The primrose, the Japanese primrose, which is called Sakura in Japanese. It's a spring flower. You've already heard the Sakura in the name, the Sakura. It's gotten the name because it resembles the Sakura so much. And since there is no negative, it will make a perfect gift in any kind of situation. The sunflower in Japanese is called himawari, and it usually indicates something very positive. You know, the sunflower is not native to Japan. It's actually an American flower, if you didn't know. And it has spread all over the world, as well as Japan, where they bloom now during July to September. The HANAKOTOBA for these flowers is "I'm looking at you." You know, because sunflowers usually look to the sun. And another HANAKOTOBA to the sunflower is admiration. But they change with the color. Although I must say I've never seen a different color than yellow or like orange. The article that I found says that white sunflowers mean gentle love. Purple sunflowers, which I have never heard of, mean grief and sorrow. Now we have like the different sizes of a sunflower, where a giant sunflower means fails love or fake riches, and a dwarf sunflower means nobility and love. And when you decide to make the sunflower, the himawari, a gift, then maybe you should plan ahead, because you have to be mindful of the number of sunflower you're giving to someone, since the meaning changes depending on how many sunflowers you give. 1 sunflower means I fell for you at first sight. 3 sunflowers mean confession of love. 7 sunflowers are secret love. 11 sunflowers, true love. And 108 sunflowers mean marry me. I gotta do some research on that, because I wonder if some people have done that before. Okay, I didn't really found any more to the 108 sunflowers marry me thing, but let me know if you find something regarding that, and it would be interesting to know if that's really a thing. I'll just leave it like that. Maybe it exists out there, I don't even know, but we'll just leave it here. One more thing, if you're interested in Japanese culture and flowers, then ikebana would also be something that would catch your interest. Ikebana is flower art. It's like a flower arrangement to make it look aesthetically pleasing. And this tradition goes way back in time. If you're interested in that, maybe you can look into that too.